Hello and welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome here to HPG2, the helicopter training complex Solopaca, or is it Solopaca? Solopaca. It's in Italy. It's near Naples. I'm not Italian. I wish I was, and my pronunciation there probably isn't very good, but this is where we are. Absolutely stunning location for what is a very, very clever little idea. Now, you may have seen the previous videos on the channel regarding the Hype Performance Group H145 helicopter that I've been learning to fly. And this is a training facility that has been developed really for the sole purpose of getting to grips with learning to fly these helicopters precisely, and also to practice some of the tasks that we'll be able to do with the action pack expansion. So that is that's the HEMS function, that's the firefighting function, and the military function. So at the moment we're in early access, so what we've got is the HEMS version. So some of the features that are in this training facility at the moment we can't actually use, but they will be coming on stream as and when High Performance Group update the product. But it's nice to have it all in one place at the moment, and I think what I absolutely love about this is that it's got so much to it. I was absolutely inspired by helisimmer.com some weeks ago on a video that he was it was a stream that where he was talking about getting into flying helicopters, and he was talking about things that you can do to practice and that sort of thing. And I thought, that's exactly what I need to do. I need to go away. I need to practice these fine things, these fine skills, so that I can fly a helicopter better. And what this facility allows us to do, in addition to practicing winching, fighting fires, all the other things, is to learn to control the helicopter absolutely precisely. We are going to take a flight here. I will warn you now, what you won't see is a helicopter being controlled precisely. I don't mind being the butt of the joke. I don't mind showing my incompetence for your entertainment, because that's what this is all about. But we are going to take a look at some of the features of this so that you can see what it's all about. But I just think it's an absolutely fantastic idea to bring something like this to the sim. It not only kind of showcases what you can do with the High Performance Group helicopter, but also it just gives you the opportunity to practice these skills with exercises that are purely designed for that purpose, which is very clever. Now, this scenery has been put together by JD3 ChrisPiAviation. It's available on flightsim.to, which I will put a link to down below. Well worth getting. It's absolutely beautiful. It's also got the night lighting, as you can see here, which looks absolutely stunning. So not only can you do daytime exercises, you can also do nighttime exercises. We're going to be doing daytime today. I'm not quite at the nighttime level, although the atmospherics are just absolutely beautiful in the simulator. It's so immersive, and also it has to be said that and I've not flown this in VR yet, but flying these helicopters in VR is a lot easier than flying them with a monitor, even with track IR. How anyone flies these without track IR, just using a hat switch to look around, you've got amazing skills. Really, you have absolute hat off to you. I don't know how you do it. Track IR gives me that sense of kind of spatial awareness. VR puts you right in it, and it's incredible how realistic and how immersive this helicopter feels in VR when you're doing this kind of flying. And it's amazing how easier it is to fly, because you kind of your head's more in the space, as it were. So anyway, as I said, we're going to take off here. I will run through a checklist, which I've been promising to do on the last few videos, because we've got a bit of time to do that. And then we're just going to run through some of the exercises here, just to get a taste for it. I've not done them yet. This is all new to me. So as I say, this is for your entertainment. You are allowed to laugh. I hope you enjoy. I just think this is so cool. Let's go flying. Okie doke. So here we are in a cold and dark state, ready to go. We haven't got anyone on board yet, but we do need to load the crew on. If anything, at least 3 of the members will be able to have a good laugh today at my expense, or maybe panic. Might be more fitting. But the winchman could well get some trade, so we're going to load the winchman in. I'm not loading the pilot in on this, really, because it loads in the pilot model as we're here in the virtual cockpit, and looking around in with Track IR sometimes means that you're actually suddenly go inside your body, which is a scary experience. But from the outside, the pilot is visible. That's why I haven't clicked on that one there. So we're all on board now. We're all ready to go. And let me just recenter the Track IR there. Yep, that's good. Okay, right, let's get some power on. Get the mouse over. Wrong way. It really is at times like this. I do miss Chase Plane. Chase Plane made it so easy to set up a quick view, like for example the roof panel there. I hope one day that they can bring Chase Plane to the simulator, because it really is a game changer. I mean, not only is it great for making videos, but it's also really cool for just being able to do simple things like that. Okay, let's do a quick test of the fire system.
Fire. Engine 1, fire. Fire. Engine 2, fire.
Yeah, we've got everything going. Looking at the test system, so yeah, that's fine. Fire bottle 1, fire bottle 2 test. And that's cool. And on the warning unit, we've got both of these are lit, bottle 1 and bottle 2, and we've got the fire symbol here. Cool. Okay. It always does make me laugh a bit, that get out. The sound for that reminds me of Christmas. It's like Santa's sleigh coming into town. No, your engine's on fire. Okay. Right, test switch to lamp. Quick look around here, check that all these are looking good, which they are. Yeah, everything is fine. We've got a train light on down there. That's cool. Okay, and let's then have that to off, which is the middle position. Okay, we'll press new and get on numbers. So it's already pressed. So we're looking for a greater voltage than 23.5. We've got 24.7, so that's absolutely fine. We're okay for fuel. We've got no payload. I'd actually preset the crew before to 400 kilograms, because that's roughly the weight of us on board. Although I think I'm probably pushing it a bit, trying to make out that I'd fit into that category. But anyway, there you go. So we've done all that, and we'll now press previous on the VMS page. Over here, just checking again that it's looking good. So we've got engine 1 and engine 2 have failed. We've got warnings saying that we haven't got fuel pumps on. We've got yeah, pitot 1, pitot 2 heat off. And we've got the power up test as okayed, so everything's cool there. Flight instruments, everything's aligned, so we have no issues there. And we've got the barometer as we want it. Okay, let's get some lights on. There we go. Next page in the list. Now we're going to get the prime the fuel pumps, or even put the fuel prime pumps on. Honestly, how difficult is it to say that? And now here we've got the prime pumps are both showing us on, which is great. Now this is where it gets interesting, and I'm going to try and stop talking a little bit. So we're going to put engine 1 onto idle, and this is when we start to get the nice, lovely sounds. Just turn the volume up a little bit there on the game. So we're watching here, make sure that everything is as it should be. Our torque is coming up. TOT. RPM. And we're now in an idle state. Okay, and startup test is still running. So we're now going to go for the second engine. Torque rising, TOT rising. Start. Both engines in idle, and we just had the startup message complete before, so that's good. Love that sound as it comes up. Okay, quick look up here. Let's now take the prime pumps off. Transfer pumps on. Everything else looking okay. We'll have the avionics on, standby battery on as well. Kind of jumping around a bit here. LAVCS, we will have that to PIL. Jumping around a little bit there. Another quick check of the panel. And I think we are good to go. Generators normal. How we're looking over here. Rotor RPM is lit, but that's fine because of where we are. Let's have the autopilots on. Good, we're not worrying too much about radios now. Okay, everything's looking fine. One thing we do quickly need to do is test the hydraulics. So we'll put it to system 1. Have a look down here. That's fine, we've got low pressure hydraulic 2, so that's working okay there. And let's now put that onto the other system. And that's good, so we've got the low pressure, so our warnings are coming up nicely. And if we were in the real aircraft now, also we'd be checking that everything felt like it had the right kind of forces on it, but of course we don't have that in the simulator. Right, let's get that back to... There we go. Okay, everything else is fine. Collectively, so pre-flight procedures: collective lever to full down, test switch to lamp. So we have a look here, all these lights are coming on, which is nice. We now put the test switch to pre-flight. I do apologise. It is so difficult sometimes to when you're losing track IR to actually line up these kind of small click spots. Not a fault of HPG, it's a fault of me not having a stable track IR when I'm looking up. Anyway, we've done that. Pre-flight test over here, waiting for that to complete. Pre-flight test OK, so that's done, and we're happy with that. Okay, we've already switched those on. Kind of jumped the gun a little bit there by doing that. Let's bring those off again. So we will put the backup on. Got our 3 greens there, which is what we were looking for. Okay, now we need to just check the autopilot cut here, the autopilot backup cut, so we'll press that. See here we've got AFCS disengaged and the 2 SAS. If we do it again, that's fine. They both gone to red, our SASs. I'm not going to pretend to try and explain what that's all about, because I'm still quite new to it. Okay, turn everything back on. That's all good to go. Right, everything else is fine. Okay, so now we can actually start doing some aviating. Set our engines to flight. Checking how everything is behaving. There we go. Engine 1 and engine 2 are now gone out of the idle mode, and we are good to go. Okay, let's go. I'm going to leave the BMS on this page here. We don't really need to change that to navigation or anything like that, because I'm not going to be doing much of that, and it's useful just to keep an eye on the engine in this respect for what we're doing. So happy to leave that. So what I'm going to do is just change this here and put that into hover mode. I've got so much still to learn about this aircraft, but what I do know is that that is quite a handy little thing. This does have some really cool different extra autopilot features, including hover mode. I'm not going to use those, not because I'm being cocky, but because I want to learn to fly it without those before I start using that sort of thing, if that makes sense. I'd rather kind of do the hard bit first, and hand fly it as much as I can, because that's what I'm used to doing in the Warbirds. Yeah, I think hopefully that it's all about building skills, really. I've no idea what it's like. I've never flown a helicopter in real life. I've flown fixed wing. I've only ever flown in a helicopter once, which was a long time ago, and that was a Sea King, which was great fun. I haven't really got anything to reference this to, apart from it's a huge amount of fun, and I do know that real H145 pilots use it. In fact, I'll put a link down below. There is a great YouTube channel by a Finnish chap who made a comment actually on one of my Instagram posts. And if you haven't seen it, yes, we do have an Instagram. I'll put a link below just so you can see what that's all about. But it was really quite fascinating because because he's the real deal, he brings that experience and also a lot of knowledge to it. Now the chap concerned is Markus Sinova. I'm really sorry, I've no idea how that's pronounced in Finland, so I'm sorry if I've murdered it. But he is a real-life Finnish HEMS pilot, and he's got a video on his channel. I actually first came across it because I watched a video of him doing a real life startup because I was quite interested to see how it was done, and then he made a comment on one of my Instagram posts saying that he'd just done a video in the sim doing a full flight using the procedures that they use in the real world. Absolutely fascinating, and a real privilege to see the real thing fly the real thing, and then the real thing fly the sim thing, if you see what I mean. So well worth checking that out. Anyway, right, everyone ready? Let's go. So we're going to first of all just put her into a hover. I'll probably stop talking so much because I need to concentrate. You'll probably be quite glad of that, I should think. And everything's looking good. Just checking our N2 figure down there. Now, see how easy it is to get distracted looking down there, and this is where VR comes in, because you have so much of a better understanding of what your aircraft is doing. Okay, let's turn around. Dangerously above that helicopter. Really sorry, guys. I'm a rookie. I think you can already tell how this is going to go. Nothing coming in. It's incredible how you know, you're trying to concentrate on flying but also talking for a video, how suddenly you start losing it. So I might not be saying much from now on. Just trying to get a little bit more control over it after that ridiculous departure. Come over here to the helipad. More control now. How the hell I'm going to do those obstacles? Okay. Stable hover. Let's start moving forward. So we'll just do a nice gentle takeoff. It's interesting, something I've also noticed, flying in VR, I have a much lighter touch on the stick. It's almost like the feeling of control in VR, because of that increased situational awareness, means that you're not kind of gripping the stick quite so much, wondering what the hell's going to happen. Okay, so we've done a departure there. Let's now bring around. Now, which bit should we do first? Let's go to the precision flying bit. It amazes me when you see people flying helicopters and they're just flinging them around. I remember last year up in the Highlands watching a guy who was carrying a sling load up onto the top of Cairngorm Mountain and then coming back again, and the way he was throwing the helicopter around was just amazing. Okay, so we're really high. A bit too high to be able to actually really do a great deal, so we need to come down. Interesting sound that I'm hearing there. It's a sound that I don't recognise and I've never heard in here before. I'm not entirely sure. This has just been updated, so I'm not sure if it's a new sound or if it's something I need to worry about, but we've got certainly got no warnings on the panel. All our doors are shut. So let's do this one first. I think this is the flying sideways, not like an idiot one. Try and get into a stable hover. Okay. Come back. See how easy it is for it to get away from you. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. What a mess. Just trying to go so fast. See, again in VR this would be so much easier just because you've got such a better kind of understanding of where you are. We are way over that line. But the way I look at it is this. That's the whole point of this course, is to learn to fly it, and if I could do it perfectly first time round, there wouldn't be much point to it. And for anyone who is watching this thinking it's easy, trust me, it isn't, especially when you're trying to talk to a video. Okay, let's bring it around to this other one, which is just going to be an absolute carnage, I think, but let's give it a go. Bring it round to this next part of the course. Now this is the wibbly wobbly one. That's a technical term. Let's bring it round to the start, shall we? Control. Oh, careful with the collective. So, right, get control, boy. Get control. That's it, get control. Ooh. Jeez. Yeah, we completely messed that up. That's a tricky one. That's a really tricky one. Trying to do a turn at the same time, not easy. Right, let's safety first. Let's not bump into the lampposts. Ooh, steady, 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 steady. Jeez. I'm going to do this next in VR and see how that feels. The thing also with this, flying the helicopter, is it's incredible how gentle you've got to be. Doing this kind of flying, if you just for 1 second lose concentration, and you put the wrong input in, you are all over the shop. And I really should just shut up, because I'm not helping myself. Now I'm guessing here we have to fly in between the posts. Or maybe just follow the line. Come on, come on, come on, come on, get control. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's absolute mess. Okay, abort. Wow. Funny, isn't it? You practice a few landings and you think, yeah, I'm kind of getting the hang of this. And then you try and do an obstacle like that and it's absolute carnage. Okay, quickly reset track. Oh, that's better. Okay, let's come back. One more crack at that. Just come over a little bit. Lower. Trick always with this is not to let it get ahead of you. As soon as you let it get ahead of you and it gets away, that's when you've got a problem. As soon as the speed gets too high in a particular direction, you start drifting. Jeez, I'm telling you, this is not easy. Doing that sharp turn there without drifting all over the place. Okay. Right. Let's try and land on top of this, shall we? Now I've been doing a little bit of landing practice, mainly landing on tops of buildings, landing on ships. This is by far the smallest target I have landed on. And okay, let's come back again. It's getting the visibility on it as well, that's the trick. So I'm going to try and come in from over here, see if I can. Again, don't let the speed build, don't let the speed build. Okay, let's bring it in gently. Don't let the speed build. Did it again. Okay, let's come up. I was going to say nearly, but no, not nearly at all. Okay. Now, sometimes hovering, it's a little bit like meditating. You get into a relaxed state, but you're kind of focused. And that's where I need to be. And that's where I'm not at the moment, probably because I'm trying to do this. So, okay, let's just move away. Let's just reset. And let's come back again and see what we can do. And I'm going to shut up. Oh! Wow. You all okay? That was close. I thought I'd got it then. I thought I'd got it. One more try. Ah, no, I've messed it up. Okay, I don't want to bore you to death with me just trying to hit that one target. So obviously there's some practice needed there. Why don't we go and have a look at the rest of the course, and especially the bits that we're not going to be able to actually do much with yet. But they will come in future uses. So up here we have a firing range somewhere. There it is. So that's our firing range. We use for the military variants. And we've got our fires going on down here. And there is a HEMS section, so we'll do a bit of winching. While we're in this position, let's get the correct page up. It's over there. Lines out. Okay, so the fella is now down. There he is, working on the patient. So now we just need to keep an eye on him. when he stands up, it's kind of signalling he's ready to go. Master's got sick and tired of having the door open. Closed it. Now we can just about see our wee fella is there now. He's standing up, waiting for us to come back in. So we want to watch those towers. Just come over slightly.
100 feet.
Again, watch the control the speed. Having a shadow there actually. I think we've got the yeah, by some miracle we actually managed to pick him up then. You probably noticed, but I kind of lost the he kind of got away from me for a bit there. Very quickly it goes wrong. So there we go, so we picked him up. So I hope that's kind of giving you a flavour. I don't want to spend too much time because you watching me practicing, apart from being a bit of a laugh, probably isn't that interesting. But at least it gives you an idea of what we can actually do. And certainly from the point of view of that precision flying course, I just think it's great because it gives you the opportunity to really hone those skills. And the challenge is there, especially landing on that wee little tower thing. We'll be doing that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, this is free scenery. Obviously the aircraft you have to buy the base pack, and then you need to get the action pack expansion. But the scenery itself is free. It's a cracking bit of scenery, a lot of detail, and a fantastic training base. And let's not forget, we're here in Italy, and look at those mountains. I think there's a lot of fun to be had here. So I hope you enjoyed the video. There will be more helicopter videos to come, so if you enjoyed it, then please don't forget to like and subscribe, that old corny line. And I look forward to seeing you on the channel again soon. Take care now.